The reason why they had to get Grant Cardone out of Los Angeles here in Southern California and have him relocate, well, yeah, it's high taxes, bad business policy, and California is not a place to do what he wanted to do, and he got to go to Florida, like Flo Rida, welcome to my house, and he did that, and it was an incredible piece of music. That was a song that followed the futuristic arrangement of Brenda Russell's Piano in the Dark, and it was an incredible piece that's very central to my life because it's an incredible piece, and the Futuristics did an incredible job. But I do digress. So the reason why they had to get Grant Cardone out of Southern California is because, basically, like I've been talking about, one of the things to look out for is that, and this goes hand in hand with the movement to get off the property owners' public data to where it's a lot harder to aggregate, a lot harder to get. You got to pay $200 or more a month, upwards of $200 or more a month for an aggregator service. I wonder if the piratebay.com has it. That's how I learned Adobe After Effects and Premiere. I became a genius of self-propaganda, self-promotion when I was in middle school. Maybe the Pirate Bay has regular rips of what these aggregators have for every single county in California. That's something worth pirating to find the concentrations of wealth and write letters that's actually buried into your family. Don't let it go to Marine Corps, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of opportunity here, but in terms of looking at Grant Cardone, that's the direction they were going to take it, is because they're encrypting ownership. One thing to look for is concentrations of people that have not procreated, that are receiving either public benefits or in low-paying jobs, which is horrible, but they're getting public benefits in a lot of cases, or welfare subsidized, Section 8, right? And by the way, looking at Grant Cardone, LA, Section 8, it's a place to buy into Section 8. You still have things you can do in LA. Section 8 is what to look at. He's telling you what to look at. Every place calls for its own, but it's high cost in LA. It's high cost in San Diego. It's high cost Southern California. California cost of real estate, one of the prime things about it has always been, every real estate agent that sells residential properties knows this. The thing with California real estate is high price of real estate, but now more than ever, it's coastal property is misplaced equity. I'm saying it, that's my position. Coastal property is misplaced equity. But as to why they had to get Grant Cardone out of here, it was to cover up, because, well, for him, he shouldn't know that he's someone that should just be getting SSI and going to Padres games or going to Dodgers games in LA and not looking at the world beyond his city. What more could you want? Yeah, and by the way, the thing with California, because it's the largest economy in the country, and if we're to break away from the United States, it really is its own kind of self-contained country. Well, why would you have to ever leave? There's so much you can do. I mean, if you live in Southern California, you get on a Southwest Airlines that go up to the Bay Area or to Sacramento or vice versa, and there's always going to be something in your entire lifetime in California you still haven't been able to see. But some people like to go to Vegas, and that's why they had to get Grant Cardone out, so that he wouldn't know. He's one that's supposed to just get welfare, and because he talks like that and he's like that, but for him, we're gonna have you real money. We're not gonna have you getting welfare, SSI, wearing a suit around like a fake, acting like a real estate guru because you're a residential realtor. They give very little work, but every now and then when they want to let you, and your special ed wife that's of no value, not even an actress. He actually got a real WB B-list actress, Elena Cardone. We got to have humility. We can't all have that. We have to stay in our local area. So for Grant Cardone, they said, we're going to have you with real money. We're going to have you with real money, not fake money. You're going to be someone that knows about the world outside of the cordon area. You're Soviet or something like that, where you have to stay. It's LA, it's San Diego, it's San Francisco, it's Oakland. You got to stay, or it's Bay Area. Generally, you have to stay in your Soviet, or else you're not going to be affordable and your life is too expensive. No, we're going to have you with real money. So that's why they had to get Grant Cardone out of California, because that was the model they were going to be moving toward in California, is to hook up people that are not going to procreate or decided not to procreate. So these are the things. I'm going to make a separate video about it, but these are the concentrations to look for in public data. Are they putting people out to pasture, sometimes in very nice metropolitan areas, to live out their lives with lower IQs, aren't lawyers, aren't engineers, aren't doctors, but had expectations for their life? As long as you don't procreate, we'll let you live in, say, San Diego. Don't travel too much, your life will get too expensive. You can't buy fourplexes, you can't buy apartment buildings. We're not going to give you enough value to buy strip malls in rural Nevada or in Arizona or anywhere across the country, like, say, Alabama or Michigan where we have to look, because that's the place where you can still make it happen. We're not going to give you that, but just we give you SSI. You know, we help you hook up a landlord. So that's the reason why we have to keep our eye out for that. Is what this is for, is to help multi-generational real estate owners and people with wealth hold on to that wealth while we upgrade the IQs of the population by letting us low IQ people die out while we get public benefits, instead of upgrading us to the property owners. And it's an act of eugenics. It's a horrible, horrible thing, and it makes us victims of eugenics in ways that I've talked about. But that's what the keep our eye out for. Remember, that's why they had to get Grant Cardone out of Southern California here.